Harmony and balance are two concepts often discussed in relation to achieving a sense of peace and happiness. At first glance, you might think they seem similar, but they're not exactly the same thing. Actually, they are two different and distinct concepts with different essences and nuances. So, what is the difference between creating balance and experiencing harmony in your life? Balance is often used to describe a state of equilibrium and stability. It implies fairness and equality where different aspects of our lives are equally represented and given attention to, and not neglecting any one part of our life in favor to another. Basically, trying to create life balance in this manner implies that we need to allocate an equal amount of time and energy to different areas of our life. However, this rarely happens in our daily life, which can leave us feeling overwhelmed and even more stressed. Because frankly, nothing can be equally represented in our lives. Simply said, you will never spend 8 hours working out at the gym and 8 hours working at your office and then another 8 hours with your husband. Can you imagine? Our life cannot be handled as a checkbook where everything written must be equal to the exact amount in the bank. Life is a complex and multifaceted experience that cannot be simplified to be equally balanced or treated in black and white fashion. It is filled with a spectrum of colors and shade and nuances that make it both beautiful and challenging. Let's not forget that it is constantly changing and sometimes full of contradicting and contrasting situations. And trying to approach life from a balancing perspective is not only tough to create, it might even generate more challenges in your life. Don't take me wrong. Balance is needed sometimes when you want to maintain a healthy weight, for example, between eating food that is nutritious for you and also enjoyable, or taking some breaks during your workday. Sure, you can create some balance in your spending habits, meaning balancing your shopping sprees in relation to your budget so you don't have to be drowning in debt. And yes, of course, you can create balance when placing your boundaries and learning when to say no. On the other hand, a life based on harmony can be defined as a state of coherence, a sense of integration and cooperation that exists between different elements and aspects of our lives, such as our work, relationship, and personal goals, or our obligations and responsibilities versus our needs. When we talk about harmony, we usually refer to the feeling of oneness or unity that exists between all parts of our lives, where each part complements and supports the others. A sense of wholeness, which means that things work together as a whole, not separate or disconnected from each other. I know that we often get caught up in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, trying to create order and balance towards our responsibilities and obligations, as well as prioritize certain things over others, thinking that it will bring us closer to happiness or success. But what if we shifted our perspective that life is not a checklist of things to do, tasks to complete, or goals to achieve, and looked at life as a whole experience rather than individual disconnected part to be balanced? When we approach life in this way, we can find beauty in the chaos. We can appreciate the moment of stillness just as much as the moment of excitement. We can learn from our mistake and grow from our challenges. Life is a journey. And like any journey, it has its ups and downs, twists and turns, and having the chance to learn and appreciate its lessons every step of the way, even when it gets tough sometimes. So the next time you feel overwhelmed or stressed about trying to balance everything in your life, take a step back and remember that life is not about balancing all the time. It's about experiencing all of it, the good and the bad, experiencing it as a whole in a beautiful harmony.